As we move into January, it's important to slow down and read the Santa Ana market for what it is, not what people assume it's becoming. This update uses finalized December data to show how the market closed out the year and what that tells us about momentum pricing and leverage right now. This January market update is based on the most recent completed data from December. In December 46, homeowners listed their homes for sale in Santa Ana. That is 30.3% fewer than the previous period. This tells us sellers are becoming more cautious. Fewer homeowners are choosing to test the market, which often happens when uncertainty increases or when sellers feel less urgency to move. By the end of December, there were 175 homes actively for sale. That is 4.2% more than the previous period. Even though fewer new homes are coming to market, more homes are remaining available, which signals slower absorption. Santa Ana finished December with 2.5 months of housing supply. That is 13.6% higher than the previous period. Inventory is growing, but it is still well below what we would consider a balanced market. In December, 39 homes went under contract. That is 37.1% fewer than the previous period. Buyer urgency has clearly cooled. Buyers are taking more time, evaluating more carefully, and not rushing into decisions. At the same time, 77 homes closed escrow in December. That is 16.9% more than the previous period. This tells us something important. Deals are still getting done, even if fewer new ones are being initiated. There were 154 total closed transaction size. That is 6.9% more than the previous period. Santa Ana is seeing follow-through, not freeze up. The median home price in Santa Ana was $818,990 in December. That is 1.9% higher than the previous period. Prices are still moving upward, though at a slower pace. The average sales price came in at $812,405. That is 1.1% higher than the previous period. Higher price transactions are still supporting the market. However, the median price per square foot was $553. That is 6.3% lower than the previous period. This suggests buyers are becoming more sensitive to value, size, and condition. Homes sold for an average of 100% of their last asking price. That number did not change from the previous period. Sellers are still holding firm on final pricing. Homes sold for 98.7% of their original asking price. That is 1.3% lower than the previous period. Small pricing adjustments are starting to appear, but this is not widespread discounting. Homes spent an average of 20 days on the market in December. That is 33.3% longer than the previous period. The market has slowed, but it is still moving. On average, it took 3 showings to secure a contract. That number did not change. However, shows per listing dropped to 2.6, down 10.3%. Fewer buyers are touring homes, which makes each showing more important. Total closed sales volume reached $125,110,390. That is 8.2% higher than the previous period. Value is still being transacted, even as attention narrows. Santa Ana is still a seller's market, but momentum has cooled. Inventory is higher, buyers are slower, pricing power remains, but it's no longer automatic. This phase rewards sellers who price correctly from day one and prepare their homes intentionally. It rewards buyers who act decisively when the right opportunity appears. And it rewards professionals who understand that fewer showings doesn't mean less demand, it means more selective demand. This market hasn't turned. It's just asking for more precision. That's how to read Santa Ana as we move through January. Power up.